keep them. After a couple of plans working in tandem and a big fight that you've fought against the Pact here, excuse me, sorry. We are picking back up in the moments after this fight is completed. You're all probably in various states of being worse for wear, but all still standing. You are kind of now congregating with everybody that's here, trying to plan out what the next move is. In fact, as well, we're going to pick up in that moment right at the end of the fight. You all are done with your fight, but you actually see a robed figure, the final robed figure, actually run kind of into this kind of group here that's kind of the civilians that are kind of coming around the bend. Let me roll to see how this goes.
We can do it. We can do it. We can do it.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. This rogue figure, he pulls out a knife and looks like he's actually going to try and grab this halfling girl before this burned figure just fucking decks him. Just like knocks him off his feet back, and he kind of lands at a sight. You see this scarred figure kind of grab and tie this guy, or kind of, yeah, he'll kind of bind this guy up with. Somebody hands him something to tie him up with. I don't know. But yeah. So in that case, you have them congregating there. Bonnie, actually, let me. Her and her family. Prisma, are you moving with them? Or should I deselect you from the group that I just made?
Yeah, I would be moving with them. I mean, like you said, I didn't know this was a wall. I thought this was like a hole, an abyss, if you will.
Sorry, I probably
No,
should
you're
have
good.
clarified. Yeah.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. But yeah. She is very much giving a lot of love to her two kids here. That's what they seem to be. And then kind of,
Aww.
it seems everybody's moving to kind of convene in this area. Kind of this branchway here.
Prisma, while they're like doing the whole reunion thing, he's like, yeah, I'm glad you guys are reunion. And then he'll like look off to the side while going, and he has a sign that says tip. Like he has a jar that says tip.
Asking for tips.
Just
like,
poke his jar with the tip of a finger.
The teenage son that kind of just got rescued. He kind of looks and is like, sorry, dude, I don't have any money on me.
Just gives him this deadpan look and just.
Yeah, Bonnie does also kind of give you a glare. It's like, come on, give it some time at least.
I mean, and he looks over at the rest of the group. I'm sure they've done worse for money, but I see your point.
Are the rest of you going to convene at kind of the top of this intersection?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to loop the track. My bad. Let me do that real quick. There we go. Then there we go. All right. Come on. Just kind of moving everybody to the center. Not that you're necessarily all in a big circle or anything, but just kind of signifying you guys are kind of all in this area here.
Cool, cool.
Yeah, just so you know, once I figure out that where that raptor is, that's now part of my plan. That's coming with.
Cordelia's gonna look to Bonnie. Is everybody all right?
Bonnie will actually look to her two kids here. Look to them. It's like, you are all right. You're not hiding any injuries. The older of the two, who she actually introduces as Willow, actually kind of pitches in. It's like, they roughed us up a bit, but you're fine, right, Rye? And Rye, the teenager, kind of nods in agreement. Been worse.
Good.
Bonnie will kind of look over to you, Cordelia, and Prisma, and I'll say that probably Eothronus and Celia, you would pick up on this either now or later, but she'll kind of whisper to you, it's like, thank you for helping us. You mentioned, I think, something before about needing the help of a shapeshifter, and you'll get it when you need it. Well, I appreciate this.
That's what friends are for, Miss Bonnie.
Thank you. I guess Rainier actually now will pitch in and says, it seemed like you weren't necessarily alone in this. You had allies upstairs. Are they fine? Or, I don't know, a lot of us here are injured or not in great condition to fight otherwise. How are we getting out of here?
I do mention the tunnelway that they had told me about that leads out of the city. I remind them, I don't know if everyone heard, so I will say that again.
Okay, so we've got a possible way out, but we've also got to let the people up top know that, mission accomplished. They need to find a way to break away as well.
Bonnie kind of pitches in. It's like, well, do we want to get out of the city, or do we want to find somewhere protected? Was there anything else you got from this road figure?
No.
Right.
Speaking out of character here, did we kill him?
I think you left him alive, but I think he was either through injuries or being spooked out. I'm going to say he's passed out at this point in time.
Oh, okay.
If you guys want to coup de grace him, by all means.
No, I was about to be like, do you have any live ones? No.
I will also say that with your kind of intimidation, he told you what he knew, but he did not know much.
Yeah.
This scarred figure, however, is actually going to... I'm going to say he bound this guy up in his own robe. So he's no longer wearing the robe, but he is kind of bound up in it. He is going to toss this figure kind of into... maybe not the circle, but he's going to toss this guy on the floor and says, I think between the two of us, we can probably figure out the best way out for our situation.
He's talking to Prisma?
He's talking to everybody, trying to kind of get everybody's attention regarding finding a way out. You see... Hmm. What would this be? Could I get everybody's... This is going to be a weird one. Passive persuasion.
Passive persuasion.
Or just, what's your persuasion bonus and then plus 10?
I was about to be like passive persuade. That's a thing.
11.
14.
Oh yeah, it could be a thing. It could be a thing.
Anything can be passive. As long as you got a
What
bonus
is it?
for
Your
it.
persuasion plus what?
It's your passive persuasion plus it's your persuasion bonus plus 10 would be your passive.
Oh. 13.
So 13, 11, 10, and what was the other one?
14.
14.
Waiting on.
But it's because Celia uses her feminine wiles to get her answers.
Absolutely.
Let me actually roll for this then.
Yeah, 13 is the best I got. Sorry. If it was intimidation, deception, then. Because I can bully or bullshit my way out of a lot.
That's fair. He is going to kind of give a look over all of you, but also kind of your other companions here. Rainier, Silas, the Harpers, Bonnie. Kind of getting a sense for generally just vibes. And yeah, I think that he's going to... We should be able to find a way out, because up until recently I helped run the pact. So I know a decent bit of its workings, including where these tunnels go, roughly. That being said, I see you got some Harper friends here. I want some assurances that once we get free, I won't be taken into custody or thoroughly interrogated or nothing like that.
Who is this talking?
This is the scarred figure.
Okay.
The kind of shaved dwarf with a big burn
Oh, I see him.
burn mark on his face. Rainier kind of looks to all of you and then kind of pitches in. Well, I think we can find something mutually amenable. Let me roll. Alright. As long as you can get us out and appreciate of getting information that might help us take down the pact. You see this scarred figure kind of weigh its options for a moment, and then consider perhaps asking for, a more specifically lucrative deal or of some sort. But you see he kind of understands we're a little bit pressed for time and not to try and push his luck. So he nods and actually kind of shakes hands with Rainier, kind of wincing a little bit in pain. Seems like he might have had an injury on such a hand. With kind of a sigh, he'll say, well, admittedly, it's been a couple weeks since I was a week or so since I was left in charge, so I don't know what postings are like at the moment, but we got, let's see, about 3 options for getting out of here. other than, trying to walk out the front door, but it sounds like that's probably not the best idea right now. Can you share more about what's going on upstairs? In case that might be helpful information. He looks to the lot of you.
Well,
So we tried to get them drunk after, and he points at, or Thronos, after he bit the piss out of their champion, and then that didn't work. So then we started and riled up a fight, which gave us an opportunity to skedaddle down here. Right? Did I miss anything?
Pretty apt description.
Body pitches in. That sounds about like the whole situation.
Yeah. Oh, the champion is in fact with us because they were not a fan of the new management of the Iron Pact. So it's mainly the old champion, some of the original patrons, and some of the help we brought in that are out there making the big ruckus. So we gotta figure.
You actually hear Silas pitch in and says, "You beat Kala? Damn."
Oh yeah,
you
and I just I open up my the jacket to show off the belt that's right there. Yeah, the belt's like hidden underneath the I guess it'd be the jacket a little bit, so I have to like open it up occasionally to show it off.
Oh, damn.
yeah, he did.
You see this shaved figure kind of scratch his shin where a beard would have been. There's a chaos at the moment, sounds like.
I thought you said shin instead of chin, and I was just picturing a knee talking. It's really funny.
He scratches his shin.
Scratches the shin where his beard would have been.
That's how long that bitch is.
So
Would have been.
Question: do you guys, like, let's say hypothetically, if there was, I don't know, a fire, do you have anyone within the city that would come and like help or try and get people out, like a department of some sort?
Out here in the field ward? I take it?
Yes.
I'll say go ahead and roll a history check. I think the rest of you probably have spent enough time in the city to kind of, particularly around Celia, to have a good idea of how the fire system works. But go ahead and roll a history check and see what you might know offhand about Waterdeep's system regarding that.
I got a 15. I don't know if that's enough.
With a 15, yeah, no, I think that you get a decent amount here. You know that Waterdeep does have a system for, working on, if there's a fire, where there's actually mages in the city are supposed to register and in times of crisis assist in situations like this. So typically there are mages who would fight fires. Prisma, I don't think has picked up on this, but Celia has been doing her damnedest to not register.
Didn't the Black Staff register her for herself?
No.
She couldn't do it.
Yeah, I think she
The
gave
equivalent-
the paperwork. She just needed to submit it herself or something.
She's doing the. It's essentially the. It's essentially the equivalent of. I'm not going to jury duty. Fuck that.
Exactly.
She's like,
You know what?
I'm meaning to
corn in
do it,
my
I
yard.
swear.
I'm ungovernable.
Like, I'm meaning to do it. Totally meaning to do it.
Yeah, I'll do it any day now. Yeah. So yeah, in times of trouble, mages would assist in putting out fires and the like. I think with a 15, you would know that the field ward plays by different rules, in which case it's technically not an official ward of the city, It's technically, the entire thing is, I mean, not officially endorsed by the city, which makes it lucrative for some things because I think, no taxes is a good proposition for some people. But also means it's dangerous, including the fact that that Department of Mages is not, authorized to be sent out here. People might, try and help with the fire if one were to spring up, but it is not going to be nearly as fast or as dedicated of a response.
Okay, never mind. I had an idea, but I don't think it's gonna work. I was like, let's just set this place on fire, and we have enough shapeshifters here that we can knock out those fuckers and just walk out in their place. But if they're not gonna respond that fast, I'm not gonna burn in here.
Wouldn't exactly help us get out very quick. Well, I guess might send people out, but the way I see it, we got three, directions we can head. Two of them lead out of the city. One leads into Undermountain. You can get to the sewers and then to other parts of the city, but right now I don't know where people are located, posted up shop. Used to be in tune with those sorts of things, but not anymore. So there's a good chance that any given direction we go, we might run into somebody moving the shipments or somebody standing guard on the other side. Somebody posted up somewhere, but I don't know where that would be coming. Who we'd come across where. So you're here to rescue us. So what's your thoughts? I can give you more info if you need.
Prisma looks over at everyone else. I don't know this place is good.
I mean, here's the thing. We have a safe house if we're able to get out of here through the upstairs. Problem is getting up here through the upstairs.
Are we able to hear? Are they still fighting upstairs? Can we hear any sounds of a brawl?
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check, and I'll extend this to anybody that is, it's going to be a relatively high DC, but
I got a 12.
17, 12.
You said perception?
Yeah. Yeah, that was perception.
Oh, nice. 22.
Oh.
4.
Oh. Little Cordelia, you are able to hear a bit of that, the cage behind you that Celia had set on fire. It's still burning a little bit. It seems to be slowly dying down, so you hear some crackle there, but that's when you're listening out for any noise that might be going on upstairs. That's as far as you're able to hear. Rizma, you don't really hear much going on, though you're not certain if that's just you're not quite able to hear what's going on through all the hallways and tunnels, or if it's just in fact nothing's going on.
I think my ears are still ringing from Celia's explosive attacks.
Yeah.
Tinnitus. You're a cruel mistress.
Both Theranos and Celia, though, you both rolled enough that you do hear in the distance, kind of echoing down these tunnels, there seems to be some sort of battle going on still, or commotion of some sort. Theranos, with your 22, I will say you're even able to make out the sound of steel against steel, which is actually kind of notable because when you came down, it was just a fist fight amongst members of the Iron Pact. Your allies were playing the Iron Pact against itself. So either that fight has escalated to steel against steel, or something else is happening up there.
Okay, so there's a possible escalation upstairs, and I let everybody know that, it's very much steel on steel up top, so either the facade is up, or it's just gotten that much more intense.
Would we be able to use that to sneak out? Since everyone's kind of distracted. Exactly.
It's a maybe, but we're going to have to try and get our own people out as well.
The thing is, we'd have to get everybody across the whole, whole length of the
bar out.
Yeah, across the entire bar.
Now, the best I can think of is, those who can make themselves look like members of the rest of us grabbing the clothes, or just the cloaks of them, to see how best we can try and just sneak away quickly.
Alright, everyone else discard.
Rainier is going to pitch in, say, might work, but they were keeping the lot of us prisoner down here. If anybody recognizes us, that's game over. We're caught.
That's why I said it's a gamble.
Bonnie will pitch in, so no offense meant by this, but I don't know if I want to risk my kids crossing across a bar in the middle of a battle.
Yeah, that's fair.
Actually,
so out of town then? Look, I know this is not the time to say this, but splitting off might be an interesting way to go, because we need to find a way to clear for you guys to get out. That's what I'd like first and foremost, but I also want to check in on the other people we brought into this that are still upstairs fighting. If we can get a message to them to try to break away.
Maybe somebody goes upstairs, checks in with them, and gets them out of this place, and some of us lead the rest who are still injured through one of these tunnels. Though that's also a risk, because we very well may the members of the Iron Pact on any given exit. My guess, unless it's a particularly busy night, it's probably there's only guards on one exit. DM speak for I roll a d3 or d6. One, yeah. The scarred figure will also ask, you mentioned you had a safe house somewhere, right? Where?
Yeah. And I'll give them the address. I'll give them the address to the safe house. We don't know where outside the city you'll end up, but if you can get to here... Yeah, but where in the shield ward? We don't know if it's going to be very far or a little bit closer, but because depending on where we're dropped off by the tunnels and where the safe house is.
The tunnel to the north leads outside the city to a farmhouse. It's near the field ward. You'd have to walk around north wall of the city, but you could get back in shortly after. Maybe even get to the safe house before anybody gets wise. There's one that heads west that heads out to the shore. Cave near the shore. I tell you this not to necessarily get wise and for future purposes, but because we want to weigh our options.
Well, Cordelia's going to turn to Silas. How about you? Do you know any special ways in or out of here? Did they? What way did they bring you in here? And glad you're all right, by the way.
Right. We actually roll and see what he might know about the whole situation. He did not roll all that well. I'd like to talk more about certain things, but when they brought me here, unfortunately, I was already knocked out, so I didn't get much of a sense of direction.
Gotcha.
Got me here. We can talk more later, maybe while we're walking or stay for something, but he kind of looks to particularly like the civilians, which again, there's that small young halfling girl that is actually kind of now being held by the human woman that with that kind of shaved head. Actually, go ahead. I'll have Celia reroll. Celia, Othronus, and Cordelia, go ahead and roll a history check.
Okay.
Let's say, given current situation, conditional plus. Well, let's do conditional plus 1.
11.
9.
11 as well.
I'm gonna now make this a high check. Really, unfortunately, it's like you still do not recognize this person off the top of your head. It's like, who is this? Seems a little familiar.
Nah.
Ronis and Cordelia, you actually, it takes a moment because she definitely, well, she's definitely looking different than when you last saw her, but this is a woman that you had interacted with only a few days prior, 2 days specifically, named Vael. She was actually the woman that you found in the crypt when you were chasing the Stone of Galore. The one that had been left for dead by other members of the cult of Asmodeus. An ex-member of the cult herself.
Huh.
Not sure what she's doing here, but she is.
Wait, she was a dwarf? I thought she was human.
No, she's human. She's scarred, but she's not like the one with the the big burn on her face. She's this one here. I'm using the same art because I hadn't I couldn't find one that fit with what I was looking for, but that also fit for what she previously looked like. So I'm just using the same art as before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I think We got multiple options that could work. I think the longer we stay here, the more likely we're going to have somebody come down here and find us out. Get wise.
Yeah.
Do you guys want me to recap options out of character, or do you guys have any
Well,
questions?
no, I'm assuming we're going with the leaving out the
Front or the side, or there's also the option. As much as I hate to say it, there is the option to split the party.
Oh, I thought we were just gonna split
I
off from the
was-
civilians and go check upstairs.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Like, clear the way for the civilians to the side exit so they can get there, with the few people here that can fight, and just the core party go back up to try and sneak/drag the few of our people out as we can.
Yeah.
So the plan is to. Wait, are you leaving them down here, or are you taking them with you?
No, we're getting them to go through the side exit that's not going upstairs.
So you're
But
going to send
we're
everybody
splitting
else.
away from the civilians. Yeah.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
party isn't
Or-
splitting, but like the party's splitting away from the civilians.
Okay, so all of you are going upstairs, and you're leaving them to fend for themselves.
Oh gosh.
Well, yeah, because I thought the exit was the one where there wasn't like guards. Isn't that what you just said?
Yeah.
So again, to recap, there's 3 ways out of here, at least that you guys know about. There's one that heads to the beach, one that heads to the that farmhouse, and then there's one that leads to Undermountain, a section in Undermountain that you could then get to the sewers and then get to the surface from there. Of basically anywhere in the city aside from the field ward. There's the scarred figure, the one that you've been kind of discussing this with primarily. He used to work for the Iron Pact, but he has not worked for the Iron Pact for a while. So he doesn't know who's where doing what. So there could be members of the Iron Pact at any of those locations, but it's not for sure. But it's not for sure that they won't be there either. So you could go down any given one of those paths, and it's got nobody down those paths, or you could go down one of those paths and there could be a dozen people that you run into. He thinks probably not necessarily a dozen, but or you can try again going and finding a way out, going up through the Black and Knuckle, the bar. But there's currently
which
a
we've
fight
already
going on there.
established is that's the most dangerous one we know of.
It's dangerous, but then if you are able to get people out pretty quickly, you can get to the safe house. But it's risky.
Yeah, it's straight shot to the
highly
safe house.
risky.
So it's,
Yeah. But again, it's also the quickest.
but I don't think they want to risk the kids on this one.
Now you could also do like a combination where you can split the party, have some people go up one way, some people go out the other way. But then you're splitting up your resources, your group.
Listen, if we form a Roman turtle formation and go through the bar.
I love this plan already.
Honestly, I'm at this close to just saying, let's just grab all the pets that are still, or all the wild animals that are still alive, and we just let them loose upstairs, and essentially send messages to
Ooh,
everybody
that too.
upstairs on our side, and just say, hey, time to back off, and just let them go nuts at this and just go somewhere else, because we're going in circles at this point.
That was what I wanted to do. Let's do that one.
Rainier actually kind of like thinks conflict. That's not a terrible idea.
Oh my god, I'm gonna turn into a T-Rex. Let's go.
Just a quick thing of just like we just send a message to our people to let them know what's about to happen, so they can try to make their way away from where we're about to bust through with letting loose all those animals against them, and that's when we make our break for it.
Bonnie pipes up. It's like, didn't our mustachioed friend upstairs give you some paper birds in case you needed to contact him?
That is the plan, I believe.
This might come in handy, and maybe sending that alongside, maybe we get everybody down a passageway a decent bit before, unleashing all these cages, but that might create a pretty good distraction.
I mean, that's the thing, and I'm also planning on making like some small fires to more or less guide them straight towards, the exit.
Yeah.
Nothing too big or anything, but it's just like enough to give them a straight path towards, fresh meat.
Sort of plans you all usually come up with? Silas pitches in.
No, I'm not usually with this group.
Yeah, we
We usually
usually
don't plan.
we put all of our brains together.
No, we usually just kill everything before or after. This whole
Well, that too.
being careful and thing is not really something we tend to do a lot of.
I guess I'm just kind of glad you didn't stick a dinosaur on me.
I'll be frank. If I still had those beads of fireball, this probably solved a lot quicker.
Day's not over yet. Let's see how it goes.
All right. So, checking in, what would you all like to do?
Release the Kraken.
Unfortunately, they do not have a kraken.
Well, the Kraken's
The
furthest
kraken would not fit a cave.
present.
I would like to use enlarge on myself. I'm just not right now, actually.
Nah,
Not yet. But if I can get you if you go T-Rex and I unleash the Velociraptor, can you tag team the rest of those bad guys and just rip them?
You know what? I don't know, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try. Hop on. We'll see how it goes.
Hells yeah. I'm just gonna. I mean, if I'm gonna ride a giant T-Rex, I'm gonna use a giant lance at this point.
Rainier's gonna pitch in and ask, so what about all of us? We can head down a path as to not be in, the direction of any particular beast, but which direction should we go? Are you going to come with us? What about this? Well, this figure, I wouldn't mind keeping him alive. Maybe we can get more information between you and him, pointing to the robed figure and the scarred figure. Might be able to get some good information on the pact. What they are, how to work against them. I'm gonna say anybody who might be paying attention to Silas can roll a bit of an insight check here. Cordelia to the conditional +1.
Woohoo! That is a 17.
What was this again?
Anybody who would be paying attention to Silas kind of in this moment, and then if you're not, you don't need to roll. But anybody who might be paying attention to Silas and kind of would be like wanting to roll an insight check necessarily. Potentially. I don't know.
Well, I
I'll
got a
say with
12.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna quite do it. I'm gonna say with a 17, Cordelia, you don't pick up on a ton, but you do pick up that as Rainier's talking about the Pact and the cult and finding out a bit more about what's going on. Silas seems a little uncomfortable or a little awkward or something of the sort. Though it is what he said before, speaking later, does kind of ring in your head a bit. He's got some things to admit, it sounds like.
She'll tug at his sleeve and whisper, "Hey, you okay?"
I'm better now. But this whole getting out of here, this won't be the end of everything. But
Nah, I reckon not.
for now, we'll just focus on getting us all safe.
Yeah.
Sorry. Let's see. So, what would you guys... It sounds like the plan is to unleash the animals, send them upstairs to go and wreak some havoc, and then also kind of get a message out to your allies up there to pull back if they're still, up there.
Mm-hmm.
So let's kind of go into a bit of a grander scope. We can come back to like a conversation between everybody, but pulling back to a bit of a grander scope, what is kind of your plan to achieve your goals at the moment?
Which goals? Getting out of
What?
here or
Yeah. Well, what do you guys want to do?
release the animals?
So we're gonna
and
release
send a
the
message?
animals.
We're gonna make a specific path for them to go follow the tunnel straight out of the door. Specifically the way Celia and Prisma came up via the stairs.
Okay. Again, we'll say that the rest of your kind of group here, the Harpers, the civilians, Bonnie's family, they're kind of somewhere off to the side, or maybe already going down one of the paths, or like partially down one of the paths to get out of the way. Which path are you either sending them down, or are you planning on going down once you've got this whole directing the animals out plan completed?
The one that
Well,
Prisma and I came through, right?
Well, that's where you're sending
Yeah,
the
but-
animals. Or are
Yeah.
you guys planning on going out the same way?
Assuming after the animals go up and do their thing, yeah, because the other option is going out through where assumingly the owlbear's still fighting the other 4 people we sent out there.
I think it was 4 or 5, something like that. So you're planning on sending the animals out and then running out after the animals?
let the animals out, and then we go out once they, pick their targets.
All right. So, okay. In that case, where are you putting the civilians? I
They're
guess
going
just
out
down
the
one of the paths
tunnel
that you're
that
blocking.
leads outside. Like, I think ultimately we're still splitting up from the civilians. Like, I think that's the end.
Okay.
The plan is still
Okay.
the civilians are going off their way. We're going up
Okay.
and we're using the
You're
animals.
still doing
as
that.
animals.
Okay. I will again point out that there is a non-zero chance that they will run into enemies and not be able to, fight them off.
And we will deal with those consequences if they so
We
happen.
can deal with that later, or they can wait and come behind us as we clear our own path through the tavern. That's at this point, that's their choice.
Okay.
Why don't we all just stick close together? Like, invasion of Area 51 if they can't get us
Well,
all.
because we offered that, but then Bonnie says she doesn't want to take her children out through the top. But we need to make
We'll
sure
keep
that our
them in the
allies
middle.
are safe.
We
Sorry.
keep Bonnie and her kids in the middle, and we surround them and all run as a Roman formation turtle kind of group cluster.
Yeah, that was my
Look, the
original
point is we
idea,
could just-
and Bonnie shot it down.
Look, look, if all else fails, just start a massive fire, which we can do, and I guarantee you people will stop fighting and just get the fuck out.
I'm just gonna start a massive fire right now.
That was my original idea.
No, that's always Celia's original idea. Don't steal her idea.
Okay.
Yeah, we're in a conundrum because we want to go upstairs to make sure that our allies are safe when we can get them out. Bonnie does not want to go upstairs because she doesn't want to put her children in danger, even though we can theoretically protect her, and that's kind of the plan. So then right now we're at a crossroads of, okay, if you don't want to come with us, then you go your own way, and then good luck. And it's not like they don't have fires. They have Rainier, they have Silas, they could also, and the Harpers that are with them, albeit they're
Are
a little
injured.
battered and
Heavily
bruised,
injured.
but
Yeah, but they do have weapons, they do have their stuff.
yeah. And
However,
plus, according to the intel that we got, since this was a lighter day, there shouldn't be too many guards that are blocking the path, if any, from what we were told.
yeah,
So
it's a roulette chance to see if there's any guards whatsoever.
yeah, and if there were, I think it said that there was only like a couple of guards, and I think with the numbers that we have, just sheer
Like I said, he
number-wise,
doesn't
they could
know.
overpower.
Rainier's gonna suggest you could check what's going on upstairs as well before, enacting any plan. Sorry, I guess I did not plan this thoroughly enough. Um, I'll be honest, you guys want to end it off here and I'll plan for whatever happens next time? I'm sorry, I'm kind of... I did not plan the right stuff.
Oh, were you expecting us to go through one of the tunnels, never going back upstairs?
Yeah, yes.
Can
Let's go.
peek upstairs and see how things are going and get a message to everybody and say like, hey, we're about to dip, you guys do the same, and looks like they have a decent chance of doing so, then yeah, we could probably go with the other ones out the other tunnel. But if it looks like the guys up top need help, I'm more than likely going to go up there and help them out.
Yeah, let's go peek and see.
I am sorry if I'm not adapting super well to what you guys wanted to do. I do want to, let you guys do what you want to do.
Alright, so who's the sneakiest who can go up there and get a good, check to see how things are going up there? Are people's heads getting lopped off? Is it still just a normal battle with swords?
Still in disguise.
Has it gone full? Okay, just be careful, please.
Yeah.
Oh, are you worried about me?
Oh, it's
Aw.
a Zach moment.
How nice.
Things have gone very well down here, and that's a dangerous kind of position to be in, because that's when things will go wrong as soon as things go right.
Yeah. Here, let me get this as well. Excuse me. Jeez. Let me roll a few things. Also, who's going up to check on what's going on? Is it just everybody, or is it
I can-
like one or two people?
Well, I'm
So I
not
think we want
really
the
So
sneaky
they
one.
the
So
sneakiest, which is
Celia?
Celia.
Yeah.
just Celia.
Who's
I
also
said Celia.
technically
Who's in
magically
disguise.
disguised.
She's
Technically
also still
magically
disguised. Yeah.
So yeah, she got this.
Yeah.
Unless a stray arrow just nails her in the head, then that's just the worst luck.
Excuse me. Let's see. Juggling a handful of things mentally. Go ahead and roll a stealth and perception check, Celia, while you're going and checking stuff.
Stealth is a 19. Perception is a 26.
Let's see. Yeah, they have a decent amount there. They're also drunk. Keep that in mind. So let's see. Okay. That's that. Ooh, okay, yeah, that was a close one. Let me do. Let's see. While I'm checking on some other stuff, Elthronis, could you roll me a d4 real quick? Actually, make that a d6. Sorry. Okay, yeah. Elthronis? Fine, I guess I'll roll the d6. Let me do it in.
You're back.
Oh.
I'm back.
Yep, there I got called away.
Did you want to roll that d6 for me?
Oh sure. Let's see if my bad luck with these digital dice continues. That's a 4. Good or bad thing, you decide.
Good to know, good to know.
Bless you. I assume that was a sneeze.
No, unfortunately, that was a cough.
Dang it!
Oh.
Mark it off your
I'll
bingo
get you
card.
next time.
All right. And you said it was a 19 on stealth, Celia. What did you get on the perception again?
A 26.
26. Okay, it's 26. Yeah, you let me actually. I actually don't have anything updated on the other battle map. I'll still move to it just to give the visual in case we need to reference anything. Don't actually have all the tokens set up how they would be in the battle. But you do see that this battle is continuing. It does seem like it is evolved into for one reason or another there is a battle between the Iron Pact, the Harpers, and the Zentrum. To be clear, the Harpers and the Zentrum are working, in fact, together. They're not necessarily wearing anything explicitly showing their allegiances, but since they came here disguised, but having been in the loop and then also just seeing who's fighting the Iron Pact, it also does seem like a decent amount of regulars, those who were in the sorry, blanking. Just kind of managed to make it in as regulars, even under the Iron Pact. They're fighting against them, including Paula, Kala. Really needed to get more original names. And the two bouncers that were outside, they're actually joining in the fray at the moment. You see Zam is actually standing on top of the bar, launching out bouts of fire kind of manically. And you see, let's see. You see that owlbear actually kind of has wreaked a path of destruction, knocking over stands, smashing tables and whatnot. Though it actually seems to be on its last legs at the moment, as it's actually has been facing off against what seems to be a pretty fearsome foe that has met its match. This Duragar. In fact, actually, roll me a history check just to see how much, because I'm sure you probably know a decent amount about
That's a
Duragar,
one.
but just to see. Oh, a 1?
Oh, no.
No.
You'd heard of Ashley Gray. I'd still say you'd heard of Ashley Gray dwarves that live in the Underdark, but you do not know much more than that. This dwarf seems to be larger than a dwarf should be, and is actually kind of standing over this owlbear, where wielding this great hammer in kind of attack against it. This guy seems imposing. With a 1, yeah, that is rough.
I know that's that. It's the drow dwarf, but dwarf.
I will actually also say, with your really high perception, and even if you're just kind of looking at this battlefield relatively quickly, while they seem to be holding their own for the moment, the tide does not seem to be in favor of your allies. In fact, you actually also see over actually defending over by the bar, you see Clive actually trying to kind of quickly patch up Mert, who seems to have taken a wound of some form or another. They seem to actually be working together, one patching up the other. Yeah. Let me roll for
Okay.
one last thing, because I forgot to roll on this earlier. Oh, 3 strings is still jamming on the page. You actually, I think,
Music.
know him well enough that he seems to be providing inspiration for his allies as they fight, but he is rocking out.
Woo!
Battle music.
There is
Impressive.
thematically appropriate music.
As always.
Can you guys hear me? I think my internet might be on the fritz.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, well, loud and clear.
Oh,
And he's gone.
we
So
spoke
that's
too
5
soon.
votes That's 5 votes for burn it all to the ground, right?
Yep.
Wow.
See.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, here you
Okay.
are.
My internet was on the fritz for a moment there. Probably a little out of it. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah, I heard you say something, but it glitched out a ton.
Sorry about that.
Come on. Maybe now? No.
Hello?
Any luck? Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Yes. Loud and clear. Can you hear us?
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Nope.
Yes,
Hello?
no. Maybe so.
Hello, sir. If you can hear me, I'm unable to hear you. I'm going to be disconnecting the call now due to no response.
Okay. Getting on my phone seems to be working at least for the moment. The internet on my computer is on the fritz, I guess. I don't know what the deal is.
Mark on the bingo cards, guys. Internet issues.
We got full bingo card tonight.
Maybe?
Yeah. I think it probably went out midway through while I was talking. What was the last thing you heard?
I think you did about 3 strings, and then that was pretty much it.
Okay.
But
Okay.
he was jamming
Okay,
out, and he was secretly a sorcerer, and it was killing all our enemies for us.
Exactly.
Oh, he's a bard.
No,
Yeah.
pretty sure it was what Tyler said.
No, Zan's the sorcerer. Also, right. You with that 26. You actually roll one last time. Just double checking the status here. Yeah. You see, it has not necessarily been, discovered by the general population of the tavern, but you see, you're not certain it's in this path of destruction that the owlbear has wrought, though you're not certain if it was started by the owlbear knocking something over, or Zam, or one of the members of the Iron Pact that are slinging fire at their foes. But you do notice there are a few places on the wall here that seem to be alight, on fire. So you're not certain if this might grow or what might happen.
Well, then.
Okay, going back and reporting all that.
All right.
So then, yeah, we need to tell them to stop fighting and leave before they take any more damages.
And maybe we could provide a distraction like that by, say, releasing a bunch more animals.
Exactly.
Yeah, things are still pretty chaotic up there, it seems.
Yeah. But, I think we send some birds, let the leaders know more animals are about to pop up from the, woodworks. Use that as a distraction to try to pull back. Meet up at the safe house.
So you guys are going to go for trying to... Oh, you're unleashing the animals, and then you're going to run through the bar after the animals?
Yes.
All right.
It's going to be chaotic as hell, just forewarning you.
Okay. Let's resolve... I'll just say that they're hiding in whatever passage the animals don't take, just for simplicity's sake. What are you guys going to do to direct the animals specifically?
Just like smack their
Oh,
butts with a stick, get them going.
Oh no! I was gonna see how heavy are
There's
the cages.
tunnels.
Can I drag? Because they could scatter anywhere. The thing is, we can't just let them out and hope they go where we want them to. We gotta either make a path for them, or we gotta move their cages up towards where there's only one way to go up.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'll try to do. Am I able to move the cages with my newfound strength with the belt?
You're trying to move the cages with the animals inside them?
Yes.
Let me check some stuff. I need a Thrombus's sheet. Then let's see.
I was hoping becoming larger would have them either have me chase after them to the right place, or they follow me to the right place.
Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to do the math. 15 times your strength score, which is 23. 245. That's doubled, I believe. Yeah, doubled when you're pushing, dragging, let's see. These are some... Scorpions are dead, owlbear's already out there. Let's see. Sorry, I'm honestly trying to think of, what the weight of these metal cages would be, and then, I will say you do have also, as well, some empty cages that the people were in. And you know that those would be a lot easier to lift than the full cages with the animals in them.
Ah.
To do what with those?
Put the animals in them and then lift them, I guess.
I'm guessing to
But
make
then
like
they
a
would be
barricade.
cages with animals in them.
Then they'd still be cages with animals in them, so they'd still be heavy? I don't.
I'm
I'm so
thinking
confused.
it's more to make like a barricade so that you can set up the path. Like move the cages so that it creates more of a path where they can't like run down different hallways.
Yeah, like use the cages to block off the other paths, so that they only go down the one that we need them to.
I mean, that works too. I'll just start grabbing all the cages from the other ones and just start making like, not great barricades, but more or less like paths to just. Yeah, we can start doing that.
All right. So you're going to move the empty cages to form a barricade?
Yeah,
Yes.
sounds good.
Okay. Then, yes, you'd have just enough of those cages to do that with. I could get kind of pedantic on some of that, but I'm not gonna, for the sake of expediency, I'm gonna just say, I will say you would know that this would take a decent bit of time to do, because with your newfound strength, you would be able to do this for sure, but it's gonna take some time. So,
While I'm doing this,
Sorry.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, you get the sense that these cages are, particularly, some of the larger ones are designed to be kind of, with the right tools and equipment, collapsible. Or not collapsible, but like you're able to kind of take them apart to move them other places and whatnot. Light otherwise in general, but generally using equipment of some kind or like a team of people to move. Sorry, you were saying?
Well, because while I'm moving the cages, can someone use the paperwork to let everybody up top know that we're about to unleash more animals, and then we're coming up behind them, essentially to try to get everybody to use that as a distraction to move out of the way, or to move out.
Yep, Celia
Essentially
can,
start
because she's
backing.
going to be useless in trying to move these things. So.
I got muscle. Actually, what even is my strength score? Oh, +2.
Yeah, a handful of the more injured ones of the kind of group will kind of stay behind to they will stay behind to recover, but the ones that have their strength will help as well where they can, seeing that this is the plan now. And let's see. Go ahead. While there are other people helping, I'm going to say that just for the sake of seeing kind of how quickly this goes and kind of for the general sake of this, go ahead and roll a strength check. Actually, let's make this athletics to move these, and we'll see kind of how quick this goes and what the results will be.
Oh, that's a natural 20.
Woo!
Oh, nice.
Total, you said 26.
26 total? With
Yep.
athletics?
With athletics. Yeah, because that's not a thing I'm good at, but not one of my proficiencies.
Okay, interesting.
Good thing you're here, because Prisma has the muscle mass of Linguini, so.
And then Celia, you're sending Paper Bird, or is it multiple Paper Birds? Or
I guess I'll send out multiple. I mean, they would need to know who they need to go to. So really, Clive. Does Sam know how to read? Ooh. She will draw. She will write a note on the paper bird and then draw like a door and an arrow pointing outside. And then one to I forgot the name of the fight. But her
Kala. It's been significantly less time for everybody in game than it has been out of game. Couple of hours in game, it's a couple of months out of game.
Indeed. We accepted this far a while ago.
Sorry. This has been lingering. Sorry, guys. But then, let's see. And then, obviously, you mentioned your solution with Sam. Any noteworthy message details that you're including for the others?
No, just we're releasing more animals. Get out.
Okay. Let's see. And you're doing the three of them as well? Okay. Okay, that one's good. Okay. Okay. Then you said a 26. Okay, and then you roll for this. Inclusive. Then do this then. Okay, let's just look at that. All right. So, with that strength check, with everybody working together, you're able to get these cages in position relatively quickly. I'll also, just for simplicity's sake, that you've got it set up so that you can also then kind of, once they've run past, you're able to kind of push one cage to the side pretty quickly and then get everybody out through that passageway. The moment of truth has come. It's time to open up these cages to get them out of here. Who's doing what, and what is the approach then?
I'm essentially going to try to open the cage, but essentially as I let it out, I'm going to try to sneak around behind them and essentially give my best roar to get them to scurry out and follow the path we've made for them.
All right. You're opening up the cages, but I assume you're trying to do it in a way that they don't leave.
Essentially using the actual door, door itself, I'm using as a shield. Essentially stepping back, so I'm essentially getting out of their way so they could run forward. But if they're not going to start running on their own, I'm going to attempt to intimidate them to start, running.
Okay. You have 3 cages to do this with. So are you doing them one at a time, or are you trying to unlock them all and then do one big yell if they're not moving?
Going to do it one at a time to see if the first one takes off by itself.
All right. Which one are you doing first? There's the boar, the dire boar, what seems to be some sort of warg with some sort of, again, infernal magic tied to it, and then that velociraptor. Black
Well,
scales.
Velociraptor's definitely going last, because that one I plan to, if I can, ride out of here. But going for the boar first.
Going for the boar first. All right. Let's do this. Okay, but you're using the door as a shield. Let's
So swing open,
Let's
see if
just
it
do this
takes
as
off running on
one-
its own, or
let's just do this as a. Let's do this as an animal handling check, and then if that fails, we'll do intimidation check. See how that goes. Intimidation check is backup, but animal handling first.
I mean, sure, it's equally as it's a flat roll. It's as equally as bad.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not terrible. 15.
15? The boar is actually pretty responsive. It seems to actually kind of get what you're going for. And it actually, not like necessarily a charge, but it kind of begins kind of trotting forward, going along this path that you've set for it.
That was easier than I thought.
So it'll start leaving. And assuming that the Velociraptor is last, I assume you're doing the warg next?
Yes.
You see it's finished off most of the harper that was put into its cell with it, with kind of a bit of blood dripping on its maw. It kind of looks up to you, seeing you approach. Go ahead and roll another animal handling check for this one.
Oh boy. You got a plan. It's not a good one. Okay, so that was a 10.
10. All right. Roll 4. Okay. You open up this second door and kind of step to the side, hoping that it kind of follows the boar's lead and begins kind of running out of here. And it does step out of its cage and then turns to look to you. Kind of looking you directly in the eyes, in fact. You can go ahead and roll that intimidation check to try and get it to run off then.
Yay! Let's see what happens. Nope. So that'll be interesting. 16, so pretty good. Let's see if it takes.
16.
Does it work?
You see this warg take a few more steps towards you. Sorry, that was a cough as well.
No, it's not. I'm
Nice.
gonna get you one of these days. I'll get you one of these days. Just you wait.
Just you wait. You. Let's see. With that, let me roll for something real quick, just to case. Let's see. All right. You see this ward kind of again take that step towards you, stalking towards you. You generally get the sense that this thing seems a little bit less interested in gaining its freedom and more interested in either gaining another meal or another kill. But as it takes another step and its paw sets on the ground, as you're gaining that breath in your lungs to let out a yell to shout and get this thing moving in the direction that you want it to go, you feel a weird flash in your mind. That strangely reminds you of a memory that does not seem to be on the top of your mind in this instance, today or particularly in this very moment, but for some reason it reminds you of being young. That room you spent a decent amount of time in as a child, and the sensation of floating down a river. And a bit of that rage that you at times feel in your blood when you get real angry. And as you set your own foot down, unleash your own breath from your lungs, you feel this frustration pour out of you into this creature, and you see its eyes kind of soften and then kind of look back into yours with kind of an understanding of what you are not trying to intimidate it to do, but trying to command it to do. And it begins running off in the same direction as that boar. That was weird.
Oh yeah, definitely. And just gonna slowly repress that. No one else watching, just looking around. Slowly repress that memory. We don't need to worry about any of that.
Weird feelings from time to time.
Don't focus on it, and eventually it'll just go away on its own.
Repress it!
And repressed. Alright, now it's time for the dinosaur. I totally don't need to look into why any of that happened or what it reminded me of or none of that. No need to worry about the room. The room doesn't exist.
Alright, there's one last creature in these cages.
Raptor, let's do it.
Alright. Going again with the same maneuver, go ahead and roll that animal handling check.
Now, for the moment of truth, and possibly my worst decision of the night. The Kimmy die.
Ooh.
Playing with a dangerous game there.
Oh. So 17. This is really good on the Kimmy die. So now, what does this mean? Is it enough?
$17. All right. With that, you see it as you open up this door, stepping to the side, kind of using the door to shield yourself. You see it kind of stepping outside, in fact, stepping over that robed figure that had been slain right in front of its cage, the one that it actually kind of torn at the neck of to land the final blow. You see it step out, actually kind of raise its head as it had to kind of duck a little bit to be in the cage. And you see it kind of turn to look at you with actually bit of a nod and this sense of kind of understanding and acknowledgement of you're setting me free, and this means I will not kill you. And it begins itself running through these halls. And we'll see what chaos these creatures bring. Let me just roll one thing. Yeah, let me do it this way. Yeah. As I'm sure now or later, you will kind of, or as any of the remainder of the people that are kind of standing watch as these creatures kind of run around the other corner and kind of past the campsite, you do see that the cages, the warg in particular bumps up against one of them, but it seems to kind of hold its position enough, and it does not come down in any of your direction. So it seems like all of them have been released.
All right, let's hope the people upstairs prepared, because now that they're there, we're about to follow up after them. I'm assuming that's where we'll end it. The shock and awe of the big ass boar. I don't even want to think about it anymore. And then the raptor.
Yeah. You all reconvene. You're able to push the cage that was blocking everybody else from being able to get out and keeping those creatures from getting in to attack them. And you all are able to make your way down that path, or another path if you choose. But we will, I think, leave it out there. Next time we will pick up with, we'll see. Perhaps the resolution. Perhaps there will be more. With what happens next time.
Cool.
All right.
All right.
Thanks
It's time for a
bearing with me.
showdown in the ballroom.